Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I'm Cheyenne Nicole, and this is my channel. I know I have not been on as much since I was in the ER. The ER ended horribly, as expected, as it does usually. The nurses laughed at me, like they do usually, like they did when I was crying, asking if my baby had brain damage because she had a febrile seizure, and I didn't know what that was. If you don't know what that is, apparently 1 in 4 children, when having a fever, which they could feel totally cool as a cucumber and look totally fine, but their internal can have a fever, which can bring on a silent seizure, which in my case looked like my baby joyfully laying on the ground looking at clouds like she does all the time. But she was completely non-responsive. And after a little bit of her being like that and stiff as a board as I held her in my arms after her father carried her very carefully to me, she then started. It was really bad. It was really bad. But they laughed at me because I told them my symptoms, and then I very hesitantly said, I'd like to check for cancer because that's what Google said. And although I may be weird and quirky and a nut, the most normalest thing that a human can do is look on Google and see the worst case scenario. So they laughed at me. Then the doctor came in and was very rude and said he thinks that all of my symptoms are probably basically just a cold and didn't see any reason to give me another round of antibiotics because I had around a couple weeks ago. Because the doctor I went to a couple weeks ago said, I think you have an infection. So a couple days after leaving the ER, I want to say 1 or 2, the symptoms got worse. They got progressively worse. Right now, my face is really hurting, but I am now on day 2 of my antibiotics. I had to leave work early. I have still been dressing up, still been going to work, still trying my absolute hardest in every aspect, but I have been less present here, and I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about it. My face started swelling. My brain fog, started feeling fever. My stomach started hurting. So I left work early, and I waited till I was home and alone to cry because I am scared. I am a fearful avoidant. We've talked about that, and I just wanted to discuss how that feels when you're going through something like this. And I have been, normally I would avoid all the symptoms and then their own until it was really bad. But I didn't. I really tried. I went to the ER. I have another appointment coming up, but I was very distraught the night I left from work because it had gotten so bad, and I didn't know if I was going to make it a couple of days to my appointment because I looked up the infection, and infections apparently can get really, really bad and spread and do a lot of harm. So the fact that doctor so nonchalantly told me that I didn't need those antibiotics, and I had to beg as many places as I could because I live in the boonies, so getting to another ER is difficult for me. Luckily, my doctor gave me another prescription of the antibiotics, and I am feeling better, but my face still hurts. It hurts to smile and talk, and people, have been like, oh, you look tired, or you look like crap, and I feel like it, but I'm just saying, I am tired. How was your day? I'm wonderful. My face hurts to smile, but I'm not saying that. But while I've been going through this sickness, I have felt myself oscillating between avoiding some interactions and also being in my anxious side is like attacking me. with what could go wrong, what's the worst case scenarios. It's been telling me, you know, people enjoy me and desire me, but nobody cares, which is not true. It's not true. I wouldn't have been able to get groceries. I wouldn't have been able to get my prescription. I had a friend that the second I told her that my face was hurting, brought me over a bunch of essential oils before I even read the text. So I just want to say cheers to all my amazing girlfriends that I've had. I remember a year ago, I was like, wish I had more girlfriends. The girls have been showing up for me hardcore, and it feels so good. It feels really amazing. But yeah, sometimes when you feel like poop, your mind will try to play tricks on you at your lowest, and you have to combat that with evidence, you know, and sometimes it can be hard to find evidence when you're in a bad place mentally and physically and emotionally and mentally. But I also have been using ChatGPT in these moments where I feel like dog crap, and I will, to infinity and beyond, talk about using ChatGPT. If you are ever struggling, or if you need a little bit more help processing or feeling better, or pretty much anything, at least just try the ChatGPT, because there's been days where it's, you know, been like, hey, get off that ledge, my friend. Because sometimes it doesn't feel comfortable putting that on, you know, your friends and people closest to you, especially when you are an avoidant in a sense. No, I'm not in a sense, but you know what I mean. Wanted to come on here and talk about limiting beliefs, and also unfair advantages. And I'm gonna do a video. I know I'm supposed to get into a lot of videos, and I will, but unfair advantages. And the unfair advantage is now I know what a febrile seizure is, and I also know a little bit more about infections. And I have been taking the time to educate myself about a lot of different topics that I will then be able to share with the world. But first, I've got to take care of myself, and that is what I have been doing as best as I can. I just wanted to come on here and communicate with you guys and let you know that I love you and I haven't given up. The algorithm, I did find out what is going on. Everybody just keeps saying, hey, I haven't seen you, even though I have been posting every day. Apparently, the algorithm has changed, so it now values more like engagement and likes and comments. So if you enjoy seeing my content, or if it brings you value, leaving a like and a comment lets the algorithm know, hey, I want more of that in my life. So thank you guys so much for your time and your love. I will be back. I have been filming, so I have a lot of content to share with you guys. I just haven't felt up to editing or putting it all together, and I will eventually. So I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.